Hello and welcome to another episode of What the Famicom, probably your favorite gaming podcast ever, possibly.
Possibly.
I'm Dan, aka Dan Tendo, but also today I'm Arcadial.
That's pretty good.
No, no,
I was nodding no, but yeah.
I'm
And
actually
I'm
predicting what your nickname might be for this episode, but go ahead.
Nick NES, pre-NES. I wanted to say it was before Nintendo. I just thought of it at the moment. So
I
Nintendo,
thought an
yeah.
easy one was going to be Nick
What?
Cade.
Oh yeah, that would have been pretty good.
What Nick? So yours was like a
Um,
full like four sentences?
yeah, I was gonna be like Nick pre-NES. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess, like that.
Yeah.
Today's a big one though. Today's for all the old heads.
Oh man, I
People
can't
over
wait.
40 who used to play arcade games at arcades. And nowadays it's not really the same.
No, it's not the same at all. In fact,
Um,
if you're playing Galaga, you know what I'm saying? You're playing Galaga by yourself in your
Hold
bedroom.
up. Did everyone just hear the way he said it?
I
How do
don't
you
know
say
how
it?
it's pronounced. Galaga? Galaga? I don't know.
It's Galaga, you freak.
I never heard it said out loud. I've even played the
I've
game.
only heard it said out loud.
You've never seen it spelled anywhere?
I can't see.
Well, that's all right.
What am I on right now?
We don't know.
But today's episode is about arcade machines, arcade games. What are the most famous arcade machines? What's our favorite? What are the ones
Oh
we
my
grew up
God.
with? Is it cool if you bury someone in an arcade machine?
It happened before, or at least
It,
it's been hinted at in an
if you want to
episode
get buried in
previous.
an arcade machine, which one would you want to get buried in? We'll
Yeah,
get
I'll
to
pick a
that.
good
We'll
one.
get to that later. Possibly one of us will be buried while we're recording.
Could be amazing.
Someone
Huh.
can just sneak up on us. Today's is just all about arcade machines, and we'll be right back after this intro. So stick a quarter in it. That was my nickname in high school.
Oh, dude, that's so pretty good, actually.
We'll be right back. Yo, if you were in the 80s and you were playing this garbage, I don't know what to say.
A lot of things go back to your bathroom. In fact, if you have bathroom issues with earthquakes,
Let us know who you would bury in an arcade machine. What arcade
please.
Please let us know so we can call the cops on you. He's sick.
Here, I'll put it this way. A priest diddling like a kid, like it seems like they could do it physically.
Usually, it's a life-changing moment in my life, and the Macho Man Randy Savage album changed my life.
I feel like I was like playing video games and then talking to like real girls, but then going back to playing video games because I didn't hook up with anybody.
You think I'm a fucking nosy Nancy? You think I like talking about my personal stuff?
I think all you do is talk about your personal stuff for the first 28 minutes of the episode. What are we at? Everyone check the recording.
So obviously, everyone knows Taylor Swift had a new album come out, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my God, so good. Maybe.
So the
I don't know.
day Taylor Swift's album came out, I was listening to another album by a famous rapper, and I'm gonna read the rap lyrics of this
Wow. Well,
rap
let's
song,
hear.
and I want you to see if you can decipher who the actual rapper is.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So the lyrics go, "They call you Hollywood. Don't make me laugh, because your movies and your acting skills are both trash. Your
Mm.
movies straight to video and box office can't stand, while I got myself a feature role in Spider-Man."
Wow, it's pretty good.
Can you take a guess
Not
who that
even
is?
sure. I don't know who was in Spider-Man. I'm not really good with actors.
Okay. Well, think about the first Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Tobey
like
Maguire.
a thing that you remember wildly about the first Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, Macho Man was in it. It's Macho Man?
Macho Man.
Oh my God, wait, that's
What
really
an
crazy.
incredible guess.
Is it
You just did.
Bonesaw?
Bonesaw, Macho Man
Yeah.
Randy
Is
Savage
that his
had a
name, right?
rap album in 2005. And I listened to it on repeat for a week straight.
Okay, that's what threw me off. I thought maybe he released this recently. You're telling me,
Oh no, he's been dead for like 20 years.
has he been dead?
Maybe not 20 years, but he
He's been
came out
dead.
with this album in 2005. He stopped wrestling and he wanted to be a rapper. He's not good, but the songs are like very addictive listening to them.
Hmm.
And one of them is a complete diss track against Hulk Hogan. And that was the lyrics I read. He was making the whole song was about how terrible Hulk Hogan is and how he's a punk. And he just said, like, your movie sucked, you suck. I was in Spider-Man.
Oh, so he's okay, straight to V. Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
now it has, and that's why I call him Hollywood. Now I get it.
And there's another one
Mhm.
where he's talking about meeting girls in a club, and he's never sexual. He doesn't curse, but he
That's
tries
pretty
to
good.
be rough
Good.
as shit, and it's like the best thing ever.
So what does he do? Like, is he like, yeah, I'll beat you up
Yeah,
off
that's
the
basically he's
top
like,
rope?
I'm
Yeah.
back, yo. Here I am. Like,
Is the
it's like
music
the
any
craziest
good? I don't
album.
know.
I think I forget. I was listening to a podcast and somebody brought it up, and I'm like, oh shit, there's no way it's on Spotify. So I looked on Spotify, and hell yeah, is.
Wow. So there you have it, folks.
It's called Be a Man. The album and the diss track is called Be a Man.
Hmm.
I don't know why he thought he'd be a good rapper,
I
but
mean, you're telling me that you listened to it for a week straight. That qualifies as he's pretty good.
and I think on Spotify it tells you like how many listens like the most popular song
Yeah.
had, and I think it
Yeah.
was only like 1,000 or
So
something.
you contributed like 10%.
I probably contributed to a lot to
Wow.
the Hulk Hogan diss track.
Congratulations, Macho Man. Didn't even know. He has the best YouTube video. You see the cream of the crop?
It's the cream of the crop. He's
Yeah.
become like viral because he has a YouTube video on TikTok. He's become viral because like he talks about how men can cry
Oh, I
on
don't recall
Arsenio
that.
Hall.
That's
You ever
pretty
see
good.
that?
Okay. No, I haven't seen. I gotta look
So
that one
like
up.
older clips of him just become viral, and I wish like he somehow knew in heaven. Maybe he's in heaven rapping to Jesus or Hitler.
Maybe he's
Whoa!
not
Oh my
really
God! I just
dead.
said Hitler was in
You know,
heaven.
it was a little weird. What if he's not really dead, like a Tupac situation?
Do you believe Tupac's not dead?
No, I think he is. I mean, he would come out by now. Remember, it was for like years. People were like, he's not really dead. You can see blah 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 blah. He releases new music. I think there's
Yeah.
a Dave Chappelle skit where like, "Hey Dave, get out of the club," and it's like music being made right then, and he's like, "Are you sure this is old?" Yeah,
Yeah, maybe he's in heaven, maybe he's not dead. If he's not dead, I hope he gets like a penny for every time I play these songs
I hope he's. I hope
because they're
where his
fucking
family is.
phenomenal. Anyway, it's on
Congratulations.
Spotify, 2005, Be a Man.
Hmm.
Don't listen to Taylor Swift. I mean, she's fine, but give
If you
money
had
to
to
Macho
choose,
Man.
give money to Macho Man.
If you had a gun to your head, right? If somebody put a gun to your head
Hmm.
and like a gun to like your dog's head, because I think that's the person you love the most, and they
Yeah,
said
sure.
like choose Macho Man Randy Savage 2005 rap album or Taylor Swift's like new
Hmm.
$1 billion album, which one do you pick?
What's the? There's a gun in my head, and I'm picking my
Yeah, who you
favorite. Am
like?
I picking what? Who the person
That
should listen to?
you
Who
don't have
gets the
time
most
you
money?
don't have time to answer these
I just have
questions.
to. I just have
You
to
just have to
answer.
yell out who you think.
I guess Macho Man. Sure.
All right, and your dog barks, so they don't know
He's
the
dead.
answer. Oh my God.
He
Okay.
shoots. Guy shoots. Scared him.
But then the dog dodges, grabs the gun, and shoots you.
Yeah, I was gonna say he would
Twist,
do that,
and then the dog unzips
and it
itself,
was
and
the
it's Macho
killer.
Man.
That's quite a
And he's
twist.
like, "Nice to see you, Nick." Anyway, what was I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about, I guess, because everyone's
Mhm.
watched the Fallout show. I know this will be old by the time you didn't
Everyone
watch it.
watches
You're a
it. I
gamer.
didn't watch it.
The
I'm a
Fallout
fake
show on
gamer. Fake
Amazon.
gamer. Yeah, I
He's
was
a
gonna
fake
watch it.
gamer. I'm a real gamer.
What's the
I
actor's
probably
name? Gallet?
what actor?
What's his name? With the no nose.
Oh, Walter Goggins.
Yeah, Goggins. Goggins,
Goggins.
whatever.
There you
Galaga.
go.
Walter
See,
Galaga.
Walter Galaga. Everyone, or say it like a freak. Galaga.
Oh, Galaga? Is that what I
Walter
said? Okay.
Galaga.
Yep, that's
I'm gonna
him.
Photoshop Walter Goggins' face on the Galaga
Please.
alien, but
That's
no news. The Fallout 76. I've been playing Fallout 76 because of the Fallout show.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout show is great. Fallout 76
Mm-hmm.
is way better than it was 5 years ago. I don't know if you ever played it.
Not 76. No, I didn't play that one.
76 was basically like just the online version of Fallout, and it
Okay,
sucked
that's
when it
fine.
came out. And I don't interact with people.
Do you have the VATS system when you shoot other people?
So it's weird because it's online. It doesn't slow them down completely because you're in
They
like
can
a
still move.
constantly
So what
moving
happens
world.
to you? Have you ever been VATted?
I haven't been vatted by another player. That's a good question. I wonder how that works.
Because I mean, if you could still move, are you just doing
Yeah,
this
because
like
like
in
when
slow
I
motion?
vat bad guys, they don't slow down. It shows me where I'm shooting, like arm, head, but it doesn't slow them down.
Interesting. Okay.
So and then what was the other thing I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I had jury duty and I got out of it because I said I had a podcast.
Did you just go through every little bit of detail you have in your entire life? Like, are we
That's
done? Like, that's over? I thought it used to be the formula was Dan wanted to stretch out like what was going on in his life for like 40 minutes.
yeah, oh yeah.
He's like, oh, this is what's going on. I'll tell you who's griping me. The guy sitting next to me in the theater. Or, oh, you
Well,
know
and the only
what?
thing I
My
had
friend
really
F dot
like
dot or A dot dot, they said this, and I think they're silly. What? Is that exactly what
I mean,
happens?
that's pretty much every episode of
Yeah,
the podcast we've
it
ever
is.
done. So, because usually it's a life-changing moment in my life, and the Macho Man Randy Savage album changed my life.
So when you gave that girl a Gap gift card that had $0 on it because
That
as a
changed my
gift,
life.
that changed your life.
If anyone's new to the podcast, years ago,
Okay.
a rich girl threw a
Yep.
party,
And Dan
and
gave
I
her.
felt
Yeah.
offended. I'm like, and she said either bring money or bring a gift, and I was like, "There's
You
no
did
fucking way."
neither. You did neither.
I didn't
Technically.
neither. I was like, "There's no fucking way you're getting me to bring anything, bitch." So I found an empty Gap gift card that I had already used in my wallet, and so someone was at the door of this party, And they basically said, like, here, put the money in this cigar box or whatever. So I gave her an empty Gap gift card, and she called me a week later. She said,
She's
"Hey, there's
still
not."
looking for
Hey,
it.
she said, "Hey, they said there's nothing on this," and of course I was like, "What? That's
Let me look
crazy."
into it for
I
you.
was like,
Let me
I was
check.
like, maybe I need to sign the back. And then she wanted to
You
meet
would
up.
say
So
that.
I
Oh
said I
no.
made the lie up, and then she said we should meet. Like, maybe we can get together and like you can sign it. I'm like, oh yeah. I haven't seen her
That's
since.
crazy. She's still looking for a signature.
What if I saw her on the street and like
Oh
all
my
she
God. And
had
she had it. What if she had
and
it? You'd have to sign it.
yeah.
Even
Yeah.
funnier is her going to Gap and then being like, look, he signed it. And like
Okay.
25 years later, she's like,
Ma'am,
it didn't change
this
anything.
gift card is
It
expired.
still says $0 on it.
20
Yeah, but he
years.
signed it.
I don't even remember. Like, I guess I got it for like Christmas or something like that, and I just had it in my wallet. Like,
I guess,
who
dude,
just
that's
that's what they
you.
call that's what we call the universe helping you out. Because I don't know why I would carry around an empty gift card.
You should have given her a Coke card that had like all those points on it.
Oh shit, they still exist?
I'm sure they do. I don't know. Someone probably
No,
got the
they
Jet.
probably did in like
Or was that Pepsi
2004.
points? I don't know. Someone did get Pepsi points Jet, didn't they? Isn't that a thing?
Oh yeah, there's a documentary about that.
Yeah, of course.
About the kid
There
that
should be a
finally collected.
and there should be a documentary about the kid who had the Gap gift card and just gave it to someone and had $0
What
on
if
it.
I go on Hulu? Because
Shorter
Hulu always
documentary.
has like fucked up documentaries. What if there's a Hulu documentary about her,
Oh my
about how
God.
her
And they
life
don't
spiraled
wait.
after someone gave her an empty gift
How would
card?
they refer to you because they didn't go to you for like permissions? Do you think they name you full name and they just have like a dark, mysterious picture of you or
Yeah,
like
like they would call me like
black
Mr.
outline?
X.
Mr. X, and it's just like has a podcast, and it's just a
Mr.
picture of
X,
you doing this.
he gave me an empty gift card, and then but I voluntarily did interviews with them, and I asked them to deepen my voice and blur my
Yeah.
face. I was like,
I don't
yeah,
know what
yeah, I
she's
did it.
referring to. I guess I had to sign the back or something.
You
But
do a
that,
really good like interview deep voice.
yeah, do I see? Okay, I'll use that later in the episode.
Yeah,
It'll be like a
we're
throwback.
gonna blur each other out. Yeah, I
That's
haven't had anything life changing. I mean, I had a very lazy weekend because I was house sitting, apartment sitting at my girlfriend's place. I was just watching her cat, and
there he goes, guys.
all
Guys,
I
humble
did.
brag. He's bringing up that he has a girlfriend, which
Mhm.
incredible. B, he did something for her and wants to get credit for it.
I
But
want her to listen to
C,
this so she knows.
the thing is, like, he stayed at her house and ate her popcorn or like her chips and watched TV at her house and maybe even used her Xbox Live.
Okay, the first thing, I don't know how you got that down to a T because I ate an entire bag of popcorn,
Called
and
it.
it was the only
Yeah.
bag of popcorn she had.
Oh,
So
no.
she's gonna hear this.
She's gonna know. Yo, you gotta deny, deny, deny. And then
Okay,
if she doesn't know, she isn't listening.
when she hears this episode,
Mhm.
I'll give her a gift card and be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Here's a gift card," and that'll
It's
be
for
empty too.
popcorn. Of course it will.
I have so many empty gift cards. But yeah, I used her Game Pass because somehow
Okay.
I was able to use my name on her Gamecast. So
That's incredible.
I
I
sat
still don't know how
around with
that
her
works.
cat. I played Fallout 76 and ate popcorn.
Yeah, you play with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on, man.
I know. I was gonna say it, and then I was like, he's gonna cut it up and use it to say like I said it.
Yeah, I'm gonna slow it down and I'm gonna send it to my girlfriend. Be like, can you believe what Nick said?
I played with that pussy all day
Okay.
long. What? Oh
You
my
didn't say
God.
that the first time.
I know. I did. Well, it was slowed down voice. So
So
now
wait, you just slowed it down. So now when
yeah.
I slow it down, it's gonna be even slower.
When you speak, yeah, you can't use it. It'll be
Yeah.
inusable.
But it'd be perfect for an anonymous interview.
I
If
wonder if you
you're,
sped it up if it just sounded like me regular.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all that happened in my life. You had a
Oh,
busy
that's great.
week. You couldn't record. Everyone, listen. I always ask him, I'm like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I always try to get off his back. I'm like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
what's the best day to record? He avoids me like the fucking plague. Like I have like SARS or
Mm-hmm.
I'm a leper from the Bible.
Shingles.
Or I have shingles. And I say,
did.
hey, what's the best day to record? He wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole.
Rickets. Yeah, that's it.
Crickets.
Yeah, crickets. That's all you could hear.
I mean,
Hey, what day
if
do you
anyone
wanna
has a
record?
podcast, you can relate. I'm sure there's always one
Oh,
person in the podcast that just asks the other just casually,
yeah.
and the other person just ignores them.
Here's how you know what's going on, and this happens in all relationships. He'll text me and he'll get an answer right back. He's like, "What do you think of this Photoshop?" And I'm like, "Garbage, trash. I hate it." What do
And
you
that
think of
means
this
I'll automatically
person?
use it, by the way.
I have jury duty, but I'm done by 9:15 a.m. But I'm gonna take off the rest of the day of work. I immediately answer, "You're garbage, whatever." I like it's right away.
Yeah.
Then he's like, "What time do you want to record?"
I like that I become a baby.
and I won't even answer because I'm like, I look at my phone and I'm like, I don't know. He knows it. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing because it drives me up the fucking wall.
But I don't have an answer for you all the time. I'm
Oh man.
busy,
But now
dude.
we're
See,
here.
I'm busy. He's not. That's the problem.
Okay.
How,
For the
how many
first time
girlfriends do you
ever,
have?
I had nothing going on this weekend.
You had zero girlfriends,
I
correct?
I had zero girlfriend. I was
I
single
mean,
this weekend.
oof, I can't wait till she hears that.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna literally just isolate that clip when I edit the
I
episode.
could have dated anyone in Fallout 76, but I chose not to.
Hmm.
I
Prudence.
could have dated a super mutant. I could have dated
Super
a
mutant? Is
Mr.
that like a
Handy.
supermodel?
I could have
Could have
dated
gotten a super
somebody
handy.
a super is that his name? Super Handy?
You could have
I could
gotten a
have
super
gotten a super
handy.
handy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
that's what I was saying. Hand job.
I could have dated Vault Boy.
You could have.
I could have dated so many people in the game, but I'm a good guy. Like I'm not like that.
So you had zero girlfriends. How many
Yeah,
dogs did you have? Zero, technically.
zero. Yeah, one
How
cat.
many bands are you in? Zero, technically.
How many bands are you in that actually put anything
Just
out?
just one. Okay. We're putting out stuff every day. Okay.
Okay.
This guy's like to tweak my nipples.
Oh my god, that was my nickname in high school.
This guy likes to tweak my nipples.
The gym teacher gave it to me.
So wait, are you tweaking the gym teacher's nipples?
I don't
Yeah,
even.
what was your gym
I
teacher's
was
name?
blacked
Do you
out when
actually
he gave it
remember
to me.
it?
I don't know.
What was your gym teacher's name? Like, do you remember? Is he alive?
He might be alive. I actually don't know. That's a good question because he was probably only like 30 something when I was there.
I don't know. That's why I was asking, dude.
Ah, yeah. You know, I went to an all boys high school, right?
Yeah,
All
it
boys
shows.
Catholic high school.
Mhm.
And I wonder, because not that I know of at the time, but I wonder if anyone got molested there. Or
I
if
don't
anyone,
know,
I'm not even trying
dude.
to make a joke, like because
Yeah.
like priests are known, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. So
No,
I'm
they
very
are
curious if anyone ever got in trouble.
100% are, but like here, I'll put it this way. A priest diddling like a kid, like it seems like they could do it physically.
Uh-huh.
Priest trying to diddle like a 19-year-old or a 17-year-old. It's that kid smells. He hit puberty. He's like 6'2". He could punch you. I don't know. I don't think it
Yeah, that's
happens.
true. You ever see that movie Spotlight?
No.
It's about priests and diddling.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No. I didn't want to go there.
It's not a comedy, just to let you know, because I know you probably think it's a funny movie.
Oh, I would watch it with popcorn and be laughing the whole time. Is that what you picture?
You'd
And
be
then
like,
at the
you ever
end,
see I don't know if you ever seen Cape Fear, but it's Robert De Niro and he's
yeah.
like in a movie theater laughing at a movie with a cigar in his mouth, and that's you watching Spotlight.
And then at the very end, someone elbows me like, "Isn't that terrible?" And you're like, "Oh, I thought it was a comedy."
Yeah,
Yeah,
if anyone
yeah.
listening to this podcast has ever watched Spotlight, just imagine Nick smoking his cigar,
I've not.
laughing during it.
I have never seen it, nor have I laughed during it quite yet. Maybe future
So
update.
that's it. You had a busy weekend because you had band
Yep.
practice, correct?
Yep.
You
Girlfriend's
and
birthday.
you had your girlfriend's birthday. That was a big deal. Happy birthday, J dot dot dot. I'm not going to say her name because I
Wow,
would
docs and
never.
names. Yep. So I had to and she was super nice to me. She like decorated my house on my birthday. My birthday was only like 7 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. So
Mhm.
I had to like live up to it. Oh, guess what I got her? I told. Yeah.
The what, a Fitbit? He's pointing. If this is an audio
No.
medium, I don't know why he's pointing.
Can you hear it? Did I make the noise properly?
No.
No, like I'm trying to do a bird noise. It doesn't come through.
Oh, no, it doesn't come through at all.
Oh, that's awesome because it's a weird screechy noise. So if it
Yeah.
shows up on the recording, I ruined it. But
So
if
you
it
bought
doesn't,
her a bird.
I bought her tickets to falconry. You know what falconry is? Yeah,
I think I
yep.
guessed what it was, but you were like, yeah,
It's like the bird lands on your shoulder and you go and you meet eagles and hawks. I think he has a falcon. Some guy. It's like he's famous for it. He's probably gonna die by bird one day. This guy.
The bird's just
I'm
gonna carry him
serious.
away.
No, like he's like well known in the area. Like he does falconry and he's like the number one guy in the area. So we're gonna go and it's gonna be like what's his name? Steve Irwin.
Oh, the guy died by a stingray.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
His nickname was Steve Stingray Irwin. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's not. That's not true. That would be wild.
Okay, it's scenario, right? You
Yeah.
and your
What's the
girlfriend, you're
scenario?
watching this falconer guy, and
Okay. Picks up my dog.
no, your dog's not
Okay.
there. You guys are just
All
like
right.
listening to him talk and stuff like that, and he has him on his arm, and he just turns and just starts like hooking up with the falcon. What do you do?
I think everyone has to grab their date, even if you went with like a kid or like someone you don't know or your
Like
brother and
grab the
sister.
date in fear?
No, like hook up. Like it's like a chain reaction thing. So I would grab my girlfriend Jay and hook up with her.
So
Right when
let me
he's
get
hooking
this
up with the
straight.
bird.
Let me get this
Yeah.
straight. I
Chain
don't know if this is
reaction.
like the rule of logic in your brain. Like if somebody
Chain
around you
reaction.
kisses another person,
Yeah.
everyone around that person has to kiss too.
Yeah. You just better hope you're not near your brother or sister. You're not near someone who's like 14 years older or younger than you. Like, yeah. You're there with your family. You got to kiss your dad. I don't know.
I like this logic actually. It puts everyone in a bind.
I mean, I'll be fine.
Why would you? Because you.
I'm
No,
there
no. What
with
if
my
he's like,
girlfriend.
"Hey, try this out," and he asks you to kiss the Falcon?
Oh, and then he kisses my girl.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, you
Oof.
guys are cool. You guys want to be swingers?" Like he
Hey,
like,
you're cool, right? And I go, yeah, I'm cool because I don't know what he's talking about. And he's like,
yeah,
cool. And he kisses her. And then I look at the bird. I got to kiss the bird.
yeah,
Actually, that was your nickname in high school. Kiss the
kiss the
bird.
bird. Did somebody give it to me or did I give it to myself?
You gave it to yourself, which is awesome. Yeah, so
um,
I don't know.
well, that should be pretty cool. You said it's not for another couple weeks.
Yeah, I think it's the last weekend of May. Oh, good, good. Tell everyone.
What?
Oh, in the interim, someone's gonna come visit.
I didn't want to bring it up. I don't like telling people
We
about
want
things
to
that
do it
happen in my
after the
real life,
fact.
dude. You
All
think
right.
I'm a fucking nosy Nancy? You think I like talking about my personal stuff?
I think all you do is talk about your personal stuff for the first 28 minutes of the episode. What are we at? Everyone check the recording. We had 28 minutes. He wants to talk about his personal life again.
Cut. I'm cutting.
Cut.
Cut.
Who
Go
knows?
ahead. Tell everyone. Tell everyone what's going to happen by the time this episode
No,
comes out.
the next episode we record, we'll probably discuss what happened that day. It's
Oh, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
So we're going. So me and my girlfriend are going over Nick and his GF's
You can just say
place.
girlfriend. You don't have to abbreviate that one.
I don't know. Honestly, my brain, I have no clue why I just did that.
I don't know why
Um,
either.
but he's gonna kick us dinner. Weren't you mad because like I didn't answer you what my girlfriend eats or something?
No. So here's the other thing. Like Dan won't tell you. He's like, I have food restrictions, and I know everyone on the podcast who's a devout follower knows no gluten. It's got to be like super vegan. Like it literally has to have like superpowers and
No
be like extra
dairy. Yeah.
vegan. No dairy. It can't have grain in it. It can't have no air. Was he sugar free too? Is that it? Yeah.
No, I'm good with sugar, but I like no air though.
Okay, that's fair. Anyway, so now we gotta cook a meal for them and then host them. And the thing is, they live in a part of the city where it's like not as super affluent, like whatever, no big deal. But
Uh-huh.
now we have to figure out what stuff we leave out because you might take it.
I might grab my neck and go to the hospital.
And no, I was going
And
with
then
take
while
silverware.
take it, take the
Yeah,
silverware
yeah, yeah,
because we're
you might.
poor.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Okay. I don't know why I imagined a scenario where I start choking and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And you call the ambulance, right? And
Yeah,
I'm like really going nuts, and I
yeah.
start coughing up blood, and I get on the gurney, and then you look at me and I wink at you, and then they put me in the back of the ambulance.
That's the last thing I hear. You died.
I didn't die. I just wink at you,
Oh,
like
well,
I'm
no,
still
afterwards,
alive. Yeah.
if you die, I'll be like, what did the wink mean? I don't even know.
Like the door closes, you're like, "No, he's faking it," and like
He's faking
Nick,
it.
he's dead.
He's dead. No, why did he wink?
He
I don't know.
winked. He's
I don't
looking
know.
at me right now, and you see me wide eyed.
You're in the back of the ambulance. You're up there. They're like, he's gone.
I would take that to my. Oh, that would be the best prank ever.
Like, it would be a weird prank.
Yeah. Like as soon as I'm about to die, I wink at you and be like, "What?"
It would haunt me for the rest of my
Yeah.
life, probably. Yeah.
So I guess we should go on a break because I think we've said every personal thing that's happening in our life.
I
You have
don't know.
something you want to
Oh,
say?
yeah. I was gonna call my workout. Not today because I had a half hour break.
Okay.
I had a day Friday. I don't think it was this Friday, past Friday. I had an 8:30 meeting that was half an hour long, a 9, 9:30, a 10, a 10:30, and 11, 11:30, and it went to lunch, and I had an
Yeah.
hour break. And then I had a 1 at 1:30. It did it all day. I was in meetings all day. It never happened to me before.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't even do much in the meetings, but like I don't got time to be in front of a camera talking to some jamoke. That's why I'm cutting this short, you know?
Yeah.
Like speaking of jamokes.
You should be like, "Hey, listen, I gotta go."
Anyway, I was calling out my work because I hate them, but I don't really hate it because it's like still one of those jobs.
Well, does it go by really fast when you're doing like a shit ton?
I guess, but then like your day is over. You're kind of still tired still,
Oh
even though
my
you didn't
god,
do anything. You know what I
I'm
mean?
tired every time I come home from work and I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I
Let
leave
the
even
record show.
earlier. I hope they hear this. Gradually, I've been
Mm.
leaving earlier and earlier.
You can't say this on the podcast. Like there are
By the
some
time they
things.
hear this, I'm gonna be on tour, dude, touring with this podcast. You're
Okay.
gonna be replaced.
Okay. Who are you replacing me with?
It's like Kiss. You ever see Kiss? How it's not like really all the original members. I'm just gonna have a
Sure.
guy wearing Nick makeup.
Oh, dude, what was the? Oh, you can't even say it. I was gonna ask you what the joke was from the last one that got cut.
The Zelda one?
Yeah, you said I cut something and it's
Can't
in the
say
first
it.
minute. Oh, damn it! Oh, I don't
Can't
know.
say it, dude.
Damn.
I know everyone knows I
Oh,
cut a
hold on.
lot of offensive things Nick says. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I can't bring this
I
one up.
actually just cut Nick's joke.
What?
I cut a joke from the last episode for time, so it lined up because we were watching a Legend of Zelda cartoon.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's really what it was. It wasn't on.
Are
It
you
wasn't a
sure?
specific. Yeah, it wasn't specifically for that joke. It actually, I needed it to line up with like the video portion
All
of it
right, that's fine, dude.
because
Fine.
we were watching it on YouTube and it
Yep.
kept giving us ads,
At different
so we
times.
were not lined up completely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I literally every time we press record, Nick says the H word, the B word,
Mm-hmm.
the hard Z word. It's a
Oh,
hard Z,
jeez.
and I'm
Gizzard.
like, dude,
Blizzard.
this is 40
Blizzard.
minutes. I can't.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Blizzard, the company.
Yeah.
You can't say that on a gaming
No,
podcast. You
not
can't
anymore.
say
Everyone
that.
hates
You'd be
them.
canceled. You'd be canceled.
You ready to go on a break and we can talk about some arcade games?
I think you're ready to go on a break.
I'm already sweating. I'm already
All right,
sweating
fine.
preparing for the next episode.
Do it.
All right, we're gonna go on a break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So we're here. What do you have to say? You have something to say?
I was just going to say this one can be a perfect segue. Do you know where arcades are important in our
Where?
generation? At
From our
WoW. That's
in
what I'm saying.
malls.
Wow. Oh, wow, dude.
Oh, okay. I think we've definitely mentioned this before. We used to
Yeah,
have
we've
a
mentioned it
skating
before.
ring.
It was called
That was called
WoW for
WoW. It
some
was just
reason. I
called
think it was
WoW.
they had the Palace in Northeast Philadelphia too. The
Okay.
Palace and
So in
WoW.
Philadelphia, I think actually there were a lot more skating rings and they had a lot of arcades.
Yeah, and they had arcades because like not everyone's going to skate the whole time. It's where you do all that. The other thing that's really cool is it's where hookups happened, and people like you probably don't even friggin' know. I bet you don't even know where people hooked up.
I didn't kiss in a rolling rink.
I know you didn't. That's why I'm saying this.
I like, I like that part. It's very matter of fact. Like, I know
So
you didn't.
I know for a fact you didn't because I feel like I almost kissed at a roller rink.
Oh my God. Who was it?
I feel like it was
Say the full
Sarah
name. Say the full name.
Sarah L. No, I'm not gonna say her full
Oh
name.
my God. She follows our Instagram.
Oh Jesus, I gotta be
I
careful.
see her every now and then looking at her stories. We're fucked.
I know. Well, anyway,
Anyway,
I
continue the story and say her last name.
absolutely, absolutely. So, at the roller rink, you would go with like your grade, or I don't even know if it was the whole school, but you would hang out with your grade. And I remember, to get to the roller rink area, you had to like go in that circle that goes around. And like,
Yeah.
some people can't skate, some people don't know what the hell they're doing, some people are barely even wearing skates. And then like on the other side, there's like a bridge tunnel that went over top. I
I
don't know
think
if you
I
remember
vaguely
that.
remember that.
Yeah, and it would come down some steps or whatever, and then there'd be the arcade there. Well, I feel like if you're being flirty with girls and like boys and girls, we're talking similar to how you do it at a dance.
Uh-huh.
Like you're not actually roller skating, you're not actually playing the arcade. You're doing something in between where you're
You're
just like
just
telling,
there.
yeah, and you're hanging out with the clique and you're being like, so and so might like so and so. What? And then
Ah.
they'd go off and whisper and stuff. And I feel like that's where the hookups happened in the overhead tunnel.
So that's funny because you were going to this arcade roller rink to hook up, and I was
No, no,
going
I
just to play
I'm a
video games.
nerd also. Just I was probably closer than you.
Okay. That's
Like
a
I
good
think
that is a good segue to arcades.
yeah, because I feel like I was like playing video games and then talking to like real girls, but then going back playing video games because I didn't hook up with anybody.
You try to talk to girls that same age now, and then you bring it up on the podcast. I'm like, dude, you can't. Please don't.
No, I'm always like, have you seen this person? And it's a picture of me as a youth. Would you have kissed him?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
You're going around the streets,
Yeah,
going
with a
up to
picture
young
of
girls
me
and saying, like, have you
as
seen this kid?
as a 15-year-old. And I go, would you hook up with him? And if they say yes, I say good answer. If they say no, I said you're wrong, and I keep going. That's it. It's just for
What if it was the opposite and they say no and you're like, good answer?
he's an older man now.
He's an
so
older man now, so I'm glad you're not.
good answer. Good answer.
So weirdly, this episode started out as because you made fun of me. I wanted to make it all about BurgerTime.
Oh my God.
And I made the artwork and I told you the name. Like, I didn't tell you the name, but I was like, yeah, it's all centered around BurgerTime. And you like rolled your eyes via text. You're like,
I did.
what? You're like,
That's
a
what I
whole
said.
episode? Is that even an hour episode? I'm like, I guess not. Because I own everyone who's a devout listener knows I own a BurgerTime arcade cabinet. I probably played it 7 times since I bought it 4 years ago. And it just gave me inspiration. Let's talk about arcade games. It has BurgerTime, Karate Champ, Caveman Ninja, and Bad Dudes.
Wait, all on that machine?
It has all on that machine. Yeah, it's not just BurgerTime.
Why did you only have BurgerTime up?
What do you mean? Why do I only have BurgerTime up?
I've been to your house like 4 times, right? Since
because it's the only one I like playing.
I don't like any of them. I feel like that's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell
was
you
a
why.
Black Friday deal. Okay,
How much was it? Are you able to say?
400.
Okay, I mean I don't know.
And I had to build it myself. I was depressed. I hated my life. Is that what you
You
wanted me to say?
built it yourself?
I had to build it. It was like IKEA furniture. It
So
fucking
hold on.
sucked.
Did you build it yourself or did you just click on the things involved?
No, I had to use like
Oh, it
screws, and it
came
was
in pieces?
giant wooden pieces. Yeah.
Oh, it kind of makes more sense why you like it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, I can't get rid of it because I physically made it.
Hmm. It's actually really weird.
So it's weird. So arcade games, especially from that place, WoW, that we grew up in, the ones I distinctly remember. I mean, there's ones that like stick out in my brain from that time. It's definitely the Simpsons arcade,
Yeah.
the X-Men arcade. They're pretty
Yeah.
much all the same game, but different skins. The Simpsons
Correct.
arcade,
Yeah, yeah,
X-Men
yeah.
arcade, and Ninja Turtles. They're all the same game, and those are the main ones I remember from that arcade. And then as I got older, we had an arcade around us, and then gradually I would see like the gun ones, like Time Crisis.
Oh yeah. The zombie one.
What was the zombie? Oh, House of the Dead.
Thank you. Yeah, 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 yes.
I think so. The very first arcade game I ever played, I don't think was in an arcade. It was in a dentist's office.
That's
He had a
crazy.
giant
He had his
pole
own.
position arcade machine.
Wait, who did you have? The dude on Bustles and Ave?
I think so. You think I remember my
Hold
dentist
on,
name
dude.
from when I
This
was
is
4?
crazy. I feel like everyone had the same dentist
Yeah,
though.
and I just remember he had like a giant pole position thing, and I remember not knowing how to turn the wheel. But it was the very first arcade. I mean, if anyone's listening and their first experience was like in a doctor's office, let us know. Comment below, comment above. I don't know where this video is.
Dude,
One of
it's
my
gonna.
favorite things actually about old arcade machines was that the screens were actually always like 500 feet away from you.
Oh yeah, because it was like
Because
a
there's that one
CRT with
screen,
like a
and then,
thing in
yeah,
there, and then there was a
yeah.
screen on the inside.
I
Yeah.
always found that really funny that no matter how old, I guess they stopped doing that in like the late 90s.
It probably. Damn, I can't find his name. I feel like it was like Smiley Time or something dumb like that.
Oh, Dr. Smiley?
Maybe
That's his
something like
name?
that. Who knows, dude? It sounds like a creep. Anyway, that's really crazy that your first arcade was literally in a dentist office.
Yeah. Yeah, Burger Time. The fuck?
I can't get Burger Time up and
Yeah,
running.
there was because Arcade One Up is the only one that I can think of right now that like kind of keeps arcade games intact.
Okay.
But there's Dave and Buster's. Whenever I went to Dave and Buster's as an
Hmm.
adult, they always had like the old arcade machines too. And I'll vouch. So there's newer arcade machines that I fucking will take a bullet for. Have you ever played Terminator Salvation?
No, I don't recall that one.
So do you know the movie? You remember the movie?
Yeah, come on, dude.
So it was the Terminator movie with Christian
Yeah.
Bale, but they made an arcade machine with like huge guns. I fucking love that game. And I think it was also always in movie theaters too. But Terminator Salvation, the arcade game, was amazing. What was the other ones that like they were like newer ones too. There was a Kung Fu Panda one. I don't even like the Kung
Oh,
Fu Panda
really?
games. And there's a Kung Fu Panda one where you punch. I don't know. Does he train in that movie? Like he
Yeah,
punches
he
like
does.
things.
Yeah.
So you punch things, and that's really stupid. But
Oh,
I
that's
always
Judgment
found it
Day.
interesting. I guess not so much Kung Fu Panda, but I always found it interesting when they converted like a console game or a mobile game into an arcade game. Like,
That is.
if you ever been to an arcade with your kid, you ever see like Fruit Ninja?
Yeah, and they have it like in a giant arcade. They
So
did it
Fruit
same
Ninja,
with
Angry
Frogger, right?
Birds. I know there's like Guitar Hero is an arcade game now.
Okay.
What else? Injustice, that DC
Mm.
fighting game. So I always found it funny that like only a select few of like games that were consoles only came out in arcades.
They
But
have them
they
with.
always like flip the terrible. Like usually it's arcade to consoles.
Well, they do it with ones that I think have like a replay value that's really low and easy to do. Like they do it with the Frogger base game. You're a duck and you have to cross. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh
They
yeah,
have all
yeah,
these, yeah, Dave and Buster's and everything.
yeah. We used to have a place called Jillian's too. If anyone's listening to the podcast and remembers
Where
that
was
in Philadelphia,
Jillian's? I kind of remember that.
Jillian's was a local place somewhat, but Dave and Buster's bought them out, and they were like kind of the same thing where
Ah,
they had. I don't think they had roller skating. I think they
bowling?
had bowling,
Yeah, they had bowling. That's
skee-ball,
really
yeah,
weird.
like tons
Yeah.
of that shit. I always liked. I also always liked the big ones, the ones you could sit in.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So Star Wars and Tron were
Jurassic
two ones. Jurassic
Park.
Park. I
Yeah. That
played.
one's hard as
I
shit.
think there's a Ghostbusters one too, where you get in and you can close the curtain.
Oh, okay. Well, Luigi's Mansion, that's a terrible one.
Oh,
Also a sit down.
you know what? That's the one I'm thinking of. I don't think there's
Oh,
a
yeah, and it has
Ghostbusters
a
one.
curtain. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So it's
funny.
Luigi's
So
Mansion.
you thought Ghostbusters was Luigi Ghost game.
I mean, it is. It's pretty much Ghostbusters.
I mean, it is. It is. It's a vacuum attachment. Yeah, it kind of is.
So I always found it. So arcade machines are really interesting because they're dead. Like they don't really exist anymore, except for like people like freaks that want to live through nostalgia, like me.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Like
fair.
if anyone
You
has
are
like a bunch of
a
arcade
freak.
machines in their like basement or in their like, if they're not a bar owner, you're a freak if you own a bunch of arcade machines.
Yeah, if you own more than two, I think.
I think if you own one, you're a freak.
Well, I think you are, but I think a lot of people can own one now, and it's like not the end of the world because they're based on like a Raspberry Pi system,
Oh
if
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. So it's like an emulator sort of, and it's just like on a piece of like electronic circuit board, and it's so much easier to emulate. Like you could probably theoretically get away with like 15 or 20 games on a thing if you paid enough for it.
When would you say that like the arcade trend died?
I wanted to say when Nintendo showed up and everything.
No, I think
I guess
arcade.
not died, okay. But well, so before us, there was a thing that happened where people would literally plan their weekend around going to an arcade.
Mhm.
Didn't happen in my generation. Oh, fuck it.
No, no. I mean, arcades were busy, but nobody like planned.
And they would have like stacks of quarters and they cared about getting their three-letter name up on
Mhm.
the score. I don't think that happened with our generation because I think it had already peaked. I'm not saying it was dead.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I think the last arcade machine I remember that was like newer before like Dave and Buster's era and stuff like that was
Yeah.
maybe Mortal Kombat 4.
Okay.
Because I think the late 90s arcade machines were like literally on the way out, and Mortal Kombat 4 is probably like the last big one to come out.
That would
And they
make
were like,
sense.
oh shit, nobody's coming to play this.
Well, because people could play these things at home. So like,
And I think they eventually released Mortal Kombat 4 on consoles like 2 weeks later.
yeah, probably.
So I always found that like really funny.
That's what happens, dude. Get with the times.
What do we got? Time Crisis. Oh, actually, speaking of Mortal Kombat, which is really funny, actually, there was a dude, the guy that played Johnny Cage in the original Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah.
He was in like an ad because, like, I guess back in that day, you don't really have contracts. You just like give your likeness as like Johnny
Okay.
Cage.
Yeah.
So he just thought he could take any other job, and he's in an ad promoting in like Johnny Cage like outfit, promoting another game, saying like only the best players use this. And he got
Uh,
sued by the company that makes Mortal Kombat because they're like, hey,
you can't be Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage
dressed up
can't
like Johnny
promote.
Cage.
Yeah.
Like you can't promote other stuff. So like they sued each other, which is really, I think they went back and forth. But I'm just like, if you look at the ad, it's for a game called Bloodstorm, which sounds like a fake game to begin with.
It kind of does sound like a fake game.
Yeah.
Or like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Bloodsport. Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what it sounds like. It's
Or
literally
Bone
just a
Storm.
rip off of that. Or Bone Storm, correct. Simpsons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know, you ever hear about the game Polybius?
It sounds like one of the games that I would quiz you in an episode with, is this fake or not?
Oh, it's so we don't know because there's an urban legend about this game. Apparently, the government created this arcade game to test people with to have addictive effects and produce intense psychoactive effects. And it's basically a Men in Black type like
Yeah.
operation to trick
Something.
people. And
Yeah.
they only put them in a few like arcades across the country, and then like took them out because they were just the government was testing kids,
This
and no one
sounds
actually knows if it's real or not.
this sounds so fake, but also hilarious, but also I
I'm
don't
surprised you've never
know.
heard of it.
Yeah, I it's really weird. I
And it's
maybe
basically
have.
looks like all those older games are like the grid lines and shit like that. So any
Yeah.
kid playing it would be like, oh, I'm just playing this
I love
80s
this
arcade game.
game. I love the government. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
Well, they probably buried the kids in the machine.
Oh, that's what we want to do. Let's take
Is
a
that
breather because I need coffee.
okay?
And
Uh,
then I guess we can discuss
hey, we're gonna go on a break.
maybe
What do we go?
burying people in video game
Okay, when we
consoles.
come back from a break, we're gonna talk about who in our lives we want to bury. Just bury, right? Like not in a
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, correct.
I could start off with my brothers. All right,
Start.
we'll be right back after this break.
All right.
All right, and we're back. Yeah. So aside from that crazy fake, I don't even nobody even knows if it's fake or not. That arcade machine.
I'm
It's
just
really
gonna
an
say
urban.
it
It's an
might be.
urban legend that like people put in Easter eggs in like video game movies and stuff like that because nobody knows if it was actually real or not.
I would think it's along the lines of, isn't there a rumor that Call of Duty was being streamlined so that they can find out which kids are most apt to be good at war and have
Well, that
hand-eye
makes
reflexes
sense.
or something? It kind
I
of
think
does.
that makes more sense than the just fucking 1981 arcade machine.
I don't know though, dude. People did goofy shit in the 80s.
Yeah, you know my parents did. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
They were
yeah,
getting
dude.
goofy.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Ew,
I'm
ew,
trying to. I'm touching my nose
ew.
for
Everyone, he just put his finger in his mouth.
at the edge of it and the edge of my
No,
nose. because I
I think
think you're
you took
putting
it too
stuff.
far.
They're putting stuff in their butts, their mouths, and their
Nah,
noses.
that's not far enough.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I'm just reading off a list of like actually old arcade games because we know because the
From
games we
what?
grew up
Like
with
the
are way
original
different.
ones?
Well, yeah, because our '90s games, everyone knows what they are: Time Crisis, Die Hard Arcade, Mortal Kombat. Like I think they're more well known to our generation.
They're also adaptations of games that are out too, usually.
Yeah, there's so many '80s games, like arcade games, that like make are fucking the stupidest thing on the planet. So not Frogger. So of course, like Frogger or
Hmm.
Donkey Kong, the originals. Burger Time was even original too. But there's one called Gorf, Gorf. Gorf is an
Sounds fake.
arcade game created in the year 1980 by Midway, where you are required to complete multiple missions. That's all it says. We have a friend named Durf.
Yo, there, way to dox him. But you think this game is better than him?
Okay, Gorf versus Durf. I think they're the
Dwarf.
same person. I think this is the first time we ever said Durf in the podcast after 5 years
Okay.
of doing this.
Mark it down, folks. It happens.
Here's another one called Jungle King in 1982. You're required to control a man who swings across vines. Isn't that Pitfall?
Yeah, Piffle or like yeah, yeah.
Another one, Pengo. So I'm reading ones that like, if anyone's listening, you probably have no fucking clue. I've never heard of these either.
I don't know what that one is.
Pengo, 1982 by Sega. You're required to control Pengo and crush the show bees and line up 3 diamond. Like they all sound fucking stupid.
They are all stupid. I mean, I think the game it's the opposite of how you do an episode. They
Yeah.
literally do the programming and the graphics and
Uh-huh.
then get everything implemented and then decide how many lives are. And then afterwards they go, what's the story and what's the tagline and what do we call it? And they're like, who fucking cares? Call it Gorf for all I care. And they're
So
like,
the opposite of me, I come up with the name.
exactly. See? Yeah.
Here's another one, Akari Warriors. Akari Warriors
Is that like Atari, but Akari?
is pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just like a vertically scrolling run and gun shooter in 1986. Let's look at some more.
Pac-Man.
Shinobi's a famous one. I think that was on Nintendo, but that's Terraforce, the Ninja Warriors, Time Soldiers. They all like are Tiger Road, Twin Cobras, Xenophobe. You can't say that.
They did. They were the first ones to
Xenophobe
say it.
is this arcade game from 1987 is the first person to say xenophobe. Xenophobe is an arcade game developed and published by Midway in 1987. Starbases, moon ships, and space cities are infested with aliens. I think that's code for something else. And the players have to kill the aliens before each is completely overrun. I think that's a racist game.
It very well could be. Do you want to cancel it?
Hey, xenophobe, you're canceled. I
You're
hope no one
canceled.
plays you.
30 some years later, we got 'em.
Zybots, Cabal,
That's got to be fake.
Cobra Command. Like, this is the craziest list I've ever seen in my life. Like, they're all like, there's some of the famous ones. Like Tetris. I don't think Tetris is on here, but like Sky
Hold on.
Soldiers.
He says this is filled with the famous ones, like Tetris. Well, Tetris isn't on here, but you get what I'm saying. It's really good.
Truxton, Turtle Ship. Oh my God. Yo, if you were in the 80s and you were playing this garbage, I don't know what to say.
They didn't have real video games, dude. They were struggling with
It
these.
makes me sick. My mom was probably playing these while should have been taking care of me.
Yeah, she would
My mom
literally.
was going to roller rinks and she was
Yeah.
trying to find my new dad.
And she was hooking up in the tunnel area between the rink and the arcade. That's what she was
Yeah.
doing.
She
She
was
tied
hooking up
her.
with an arcade machine.
She could have been trying to get. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, she was playing Polybius or whatever it's called.
And maybe she was actually just trying to get quarters because she was poor.
Oh, come on, man.
She was
That's
telling
the
him
worst joke you can make on this podcast.
that little
Called someone poor.
I know. She was the orange thing. What was that anyway? How did that
The
work?
orange
So you
thing.
put where you put the quarters in and you could push the button and sometimes
Oh,
it would
like
give
the
you your money
red
back.
orange thing. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
All right, fine, dude. I
Hey,
thought
you know
maybe
what's
you knew.
interesting about arcade machines? I guess like the really older ones. You know the white ball? Sometimes some of those games had the white ball.
Yeah. As like
What
a
was
trackball.
that?
A trackball.
Oh,
Like a mouse.
what if it was just like some guy's butt cheek?
There you go. Never mind. It was some guy's butt cheek. Hey everyone, it's not a trackball. Strike the last thing from the record. What if it was some dude's half of a butt cheek? Because it's only one.
But he's a small individual enough where his butt cheek is small enough to come out on the top.
Yep, just one.
I don't
It's
see where
very
the
round.
issue is.
It's very round.
I like that
too.
you're like trying to take away the last thing you just said. It's a butt cheek.
Uh-huh.
um, Vulcan Vulture. Yeah, listen. I don't know what to say. I think we really grew up in the golden age of arcades.
No, because so what I'm describing, and you're
Uh-huh.
sort of on it, is the games we're used to were like made for at the same time for consoles. They were vetted on
Not
different
all of them though.
platforms.
So some of the ones I was naming started off in arcades and they eventually got ported, but like Time Crisis never got ported to.
Okay, that you're naming like one of the higher hit ones. I think ones like Sinistar 1983 and Spy Hunter 1983 and Kangaroo 1982. These ones were literally just made to be consumed in an arcade fashion.
Uh-huh.
It's like a bunch of coins, you throw a couple quarters in there, it just sits around. It's not well thought out. There probably wasn't a team of like 18 people doing it. There's probably like 3 people who worked on it. A UI guy, a code guy, and like maybe one other dude who was in charge of something, and they probably all shared the same marketing department. It probably wasn't like a marketer for each one. It was probably
So the
like
same guy
marketing.
probably named all the
Yeah,
things that I named.
he could have. He could
He's
have
like,
just
I
been
don't
looking
know,
at him and been
fucking
like,
Gorf. I don't know, Durf.
kangaroo, gorf. I don't fucking know.
Like he's probably smoking. He's like, I saw a kangaroo. Call it that.
And don't get me wrong, I think there's some weird romanticism or nostalgia about playing these games in an arcade where that's the only place you could play video games for hours at a time. These nerds eating pizza, drinking soda. We had mentioned this on a previous episode, having the time of their lives where they can't bring these home anyway. So it was
Yeah.
like a go-to. It was a place.
I
It was
think
a
that's
journey.
why by the end of the 90s, arcades really legitimately died
Yeah.
because everything really got ported over.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I do find
And
that interesting. Like,
And I wasn't saying that to knock them all or saying they're garbage, but by the time you get to the ones we know and love from the 90s, at least our generation, it's kind of a different thing.
and it is funny, probably the most famous ones from our generation are the three games, the beat 'em ups, are all the same. They're just different coat of paint. Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, and X-Men.
I think another big one that you didn't touch
And
on,
they're all
and we,
properties.
yeah,
They're already
correct,
already
correct.
established properties.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The other one you didn't touch on that is really big in arcade, especially in the 90s that we never got into, but people our age are into, is
Mm-hmm.
the fighting games. Like people would play Street Fighter all day. Like there's tournaments for that. Like that's still our Street Fighter tournaments today.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't touch on the Street Fighters, the Marvel vs. Capcoms, the those kind of games.
Yeah, I never got into. I
Mm-mm.
guess that was a little bit past me somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few controversies around arcade games.
Oh, please. And it's not
So
Polybius this time, huh?
it's not polybius. So in
Wow.
1993, there was a video game called Fighters History. Capcom sued. Oh, never mind. I thought it was like a sexier controversy. It was just
Okay.
about suing people. Well, one of the on a list that I gave you, one
Hmm.
of the controversial games was called Wall Street. So it was
Oh,
about Wall
I did
Street,
see
and
Wall Street.
basically you play ambulance people catching Wall Street brokers jumping out a window trying to commit
Oh,
suicide.
yeah, that's kind of
That was a
hilarious.
real game, just to let everyone know.
What year was that?
Like
82.
1980,
You can't get
82.
canceled for that. That's
Yeah, you
kind of
can.
funny. Oh my God. The score at the bottom is called the Dow Jones Index. So the lower it
Oh my
goes, the more
God.
jumpers you probably get. That's really funny.
Yeah, that was a real game, everyone. My mom and dad probably played it.
While kissing.
Uh, that makes sense, I guess, a little
Mm.
bit.
Even funnier. So this is a list of weird ones that you had mentioned.
Mhm.
Extractometer. There's an old-timey arcade around where I live. And it
Oh yeah,
has, yeah, you go in, you get a bracelet, and you for like 10 or 15 bucks, you play all the games. And they specialize in getting like old ones. There are imports that are like direct from Japan. They're not in English. There's like all sorts of games, and I'm not into that. So
you're
I
not into
went
gaming.
I went on a date with one of the 3 girls from Bumble or Hinge. Which one was this? H dot 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 there. And
What a great
I
reveal!
brought
I
I
had no
brought her
clue.
here. I brought her here. Even funnier is this is of the 3 girls I went on dates with from online dating.
Uh,
She was the one that I wasn't really into, like very nice, very like nerdy. We went to an arcade,
is it
of
the
course.
one that I'm thinking of?
Yeah, that I still almost still talk to, not anymore,
Oh
but
my God.
knock it off. Anyway, my current girlfriend still makes fun of her. She
Okay.
she she mentions her all the time. Oh, is
Okay.
that your friend? Blah blah. Yeah, that's it. You got me. So we go on a date to this place. I didn't know what to think, what to do. We had just gotten iced coffees. We go to this place. We go in there. I'm sitting at all these machines. I don't know what's what. They have some really old classic games, like some real
Hmm.
Street Fighters and whatever. There's this Asian um
You can't say
armor
that.
game. Strike it from the record, please.
Okay. I'm
It's
going to slow
not
it
in,
down or speed it up.
it's not in English, so I don't know what the buttons are, but you're supposed to know. It's like one of those games. Um, and we sit down at the Tekken 5 that just came in, and
Oh, yeah, that's new. Yeah.
she spilled her iced coffee on it.
No wonder
So
you
it's like,
dumped her.
I know that's what happened. I helped clean it up and everything, and it wasn't a big deal. But I'm looking at this list. Another one that was on there is Taiko no Tatsujin, and it's the two drums, and they give you drumsticks, and you literally
Oh,
just play
cool.
drums to it. And it was actually that was really cool. I actually enjoyed
So I
that.
think when we stopped playing arcade games, that's when interactive arcade games happened, like Dance Dance Revolution
Yep.
and like other stuff like that, where it came over from Japan, where they were more interactive and more like kind of sweaty about it.
Yeah, I would agree, 100%. And they became more like I don't know, less just moving the joystick, the one red joystick, and then two red buttons. It was like a little more. There's more to it.
There was a place I went to in Austin called Pinballs, and it was probably the same thing as yours, where it was a giant arcade place and had all these old games, maybe like a few newer ones. But
Hmm.
also had like a go kart area, and it was the first time I ever go karted too, and I felt like Mario.
There you go, dude. And you thought Luigi Ghost Mansion was Ghostbusters, so who cares?
I can't believe I got that right. I was like, it literally just felt like the same thing. But the Jurassic Park arcade game, if anyone finds that in any arcade, I
Let
guess
us
it's like
know.
it's like probably 15 years old, 10 years old, but it's awesome.
Are we supposed to let you know? Is that the idea?
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Somebody email me, tell me where it is, so I can find it.
Email me and I'll tell him.
You don't have an email, man.
I could buy one.
For some reason, I have an email for the podcast, and I thought when I created the email that somebody might want to steal the name, What the
That's,
Famicom. So
yeah,
I
sure.
made an email, the real What the Famicom
You're
at
such a loser.
gmail.com.
Yo, so wait, someone could make a what the Famicom at gmail.com right now?
So it reversed in a way where somebody could actually just make What the Famicom at
Yeah,
gmail.com
and get all our money.
because I was paranoid that somebody would originally take it.
Yep. They'll never know the difference between the name and the real. Oh, the
So let me just
real.
look at what other notes I got. Kung Fu Panda, Fruit Ninja. I posted notes. I wrote
It's fine,
down
dude.
locked in boat bathroom. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what this note means.
I'm scared.
I might have maybe I kidnapped someone and locked them in a boat bathroom.
I want to know what's going on in your bathroom.
It really is a note that I wrote that
I
I
feel
probably
like
wrote at work that I
a
thought of a
lot of
funny
things,
story.
a lot of things go back to your bathroom. In
Locked
fact,
in a-
you have bathroom issues with earthquakes.
Yeah, we had an earthquake in Philadelphia recently. I was
No,
taking a
you
poopy in
mentioned
my
it. You did it and it flushed, remember? Because the sensor went.
no.
Oh, this is something different?
This was another, yeah. So we
Jesus
had an
Christ.
earthquake in Philadelphia recently, and everyone felt it in my office, but I was taking a poopy.
Yep.
And I just came out of the bathroom, and everyone in my office was like, "Oh my god, did you feel that?"
Staring at you. They were staring
And
at
I
you.
looked at the news, and it was like a 5.0 earthquake in Philly, and I didn't feel anything. Does that mean I'm like the chosen one or something?
No, it means you pooped worse than the earthquake.
Oh my god, my poop caused the earthquake.
It could have. I don't know.
Oh man, I queefed in the toilet.
Come on, man. We can't. This podcast doesn't do that.
Anything else you want to talk about arcades?
No, I liked now that it's really funny. So the way you put this out for me is that we were going to do an hour-long episode on Burger Time.
And honestly, we probably would have gotten it done in like 10 minutes.
I don't like Burger Time.
It's funny that you got mad every time it's on in my place.
Yeah.
Of all the games on that arcade machine that I own, I think it's the only one I can consistently like just pick up and play and
How
turn
do you
off.
play? Like, if we're done this, are you going to go over to the
No, of
arcade
course not.
stand? So when do you do it? When company's over? That's it?
Yeah, I think the last time my girlfriend was over, I like throw it on, just to have the lights on.
Throw it on. Like that sounds like it's like a I don't know, like a CD or something. Like, yeah, we threw it on.
Like it's like smooth jazz or something.
Yeah, we threw it on to set the mood. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I enjoy BurgerTime. I mean, do I
All right,
regret
that's
this
fine.
arcade cabinet? Probably.
I mean, yes and no. You made it. So that actually totally ties into it has value and like you
Yeah.
worked for it, you put it together, you picked it out. Like I have no problem with that.
I'm glad you stopped me from making this entire episode about BurgerTime.
Oh my God, I would have thrown up. But even funnier is I thought you were gonna go list of arcades and you're gonna go, would you want it in your house? Would you want it in your house? And I literally had a shtick ready to go. I was
Do
waiting
this
for
check
you to
now.
pull that.
We have time.
Yo,
Just
pretend you're
pretend the
asking
episode
me.
just started. Everyone, stop listening and then start it back off. This is the episode.
You were gonna say, how about Soul Calibur 1998? And I was gonna go, No. And I was gonna say I was gonna pretend to think about it and say no to every arcade because I don't like
Hmm.
arcades.
I mean, this is
That was the shtick. If you
oh
went through
man,
60, I was gonna say no 60 times.
damn it.
However, I was looking at this list and some of them are actually pretty cool. So I changed my mind a little bit. My shtick would have been off. Like NBA Jam, kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that was an arcade game. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah. Like some of these are pretty cool. Like even the Time Crisis ones are all right. Oh, Killer Instinct. That's kind of
Killer
badass.
Instinct was, yeah. All I
Here's
mean, I really feel like there's just two forms of arcade games. One's with like the panel with the joysticks coming out of it,
mm-hmm.
and then another one with the guns, and where you have to step
They
on
were
the
the top two, correct.
yeah. That's literally the
Uh
only kinds of arcades that you see anywhere.
Weird. They have Daytona USA racing one, and I think there were ones where you sit and control the car. Like Race USA or whatever that is, and you pick your
Cruising
country and
USA.
the what is it?
Cruising USA.
Maybe. It's the one that's in Dave and Buster's.
I think it's Cruising USA.
Okay. Either way,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
kind of fun. And I didn't look at those like they're not video games to me, sort of. Does that make sense?
Racing ones.
No, just a lot of these arcades, the way we're describing them, like a racing arcade where you
Oh,
you hit start, you play a level, and then you're over. It's almost like
like you're never gonna play more than 5 minutes.
yeah, like I would never buy it and put it in my house, like BurgerTime.
Damn it.
And I'm not saying it like to bring it full circle, but that's these things are more fun novelties than they are video games to me.
Listen, I bought this as a novelty, and I realized, holy shit, I just spent $400 on a novelty.
I mean, that's fair. Some of these are like $1,000 and shit.
Yeah. Anyway, arcade machines are cool. I wish they made them like they used to.
There he
Huge,
goes, like they used
heavy,
to. Hmm.
and 500 feet away from the screen.
Now, we had mentioned on a previous podcast and we hinted at it. What if you could bury someone
Oh
inside of
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah. I would bury you
Okay, that's fair.
alive
Yeah.
in a BurgerTime arcade cabinet because you hate it.
Oh my God, in Burger
That would be
Time?
your worst fear. Because like, here's the thing:
Yeah, I
I
can't
wouldn't bury
move.
you alive.
Yep.
Obviously, I'd be respectful. I'd wait for you to be dead.
Thanks.
But you wouldn't know that it's BurgerTime.
Ugh.
So what would you bury me in?
Luigi's Mansion, and I'd write Ghostbusters and like duct tape over the top, and I'd bury you in it. Yeah, and I'd
But
say now he's in
wait,
Ghostbusters.
that thing is huge. Where would you put me?
Yeah, on the bottom, you'd be laying out open right
Wait,
on the
so
ground.
people would be sitting on me?
Yeah, correct.
I
Isn't that hilarious?
actually like that a lot.
It's pretty funny. And then after people sit there, I'd be like, he died with hmm? And they'd be like,
And
a
then
what?
everyone's like, "What are you looking down for?"
And I'm like, rigor mortis. Anyone? You know what I mean?
They start it stinks like shit when you close the curtains.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone's still listening, because I don't know how many people listen to the full episodes now, but yeah, let us know who you would bury in an arcade machine. What arcade?
Please.
Please let us know so we can call the cops on you, you sicko.
You're all sick.
Oh man. So that's our episode about arcades. That's all I got. I love arcades. I actually really enjoy playing them.
I'm gonna try and go to the WoW and maybe hook up. I don't know. Older people.
Okay, good
I'm looking for an
answer.
adult. Jesus.
But still have a picture of young you.
This is how it used to look. What do you think?
All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time. This is Dan Joystick signing off. Is that a good one?
Yeah, that's fine. Please insert quarter.
This is
Nintendo.
this is Coin Op Dan signing off.
Yeah. Game
This
over,
is
folks.
Dan Arcadial signing off.
Nick Cade. I don't like it anymore.
This is Dan Cade signing off.
All right. I hate all of them.
All right. See you
Game
later,
over,
folks. Game over. Yo, if you were in the 80s and you were playing this garbage, I don't know what to say.
A lot of things go back to your bathroom. In fact, if you have bathroom issues with earthquakes,
let us know who you would bury in an arcade machine. What arcade?
Please.
Please let us know so we can call the cops on you. He's sick.
here, I'll put it this way. A priest diddling like a kid, like it seems like they could do it physically.
Usually, it's a life-changing moment in my life, and the Macho Man Randy Savage album changed my life.
So I feel like I was like playing video games and then talking to like real girls, but then going back to playing video games because I didn't hook up with anybody.
You think I'm a fucking nosy Nancy? You think I like talking about my personal stuff?
I think all you do is talk about your